It is my honor and pleasure to present to you the Northern Star Council 2014 Community Builder Award recipient, not in costume, Bill Fousard. There you go, buddy.
Wow.
There you go, buddy. There you go.
Hey.
Smile. That part.
Wow. You know what? I'm really touched. No, cut it out. Cut it out. You know what, Buzz, Bill, thank you so much for a really neat introduction. I'm really honored to receive the Community Builder Award from the North Star Council and Boy Scouts of America. I need to thank the Council 3 leaders, Greg Page, Brian Bullock, and John Andrews. John, where are you? I know you're here. Thank you for your wonderful leadership. It's incredible what the Boy Scouts does for Minnesota and the Twin Cities. Through their leadership, Scouting in the Twin Cities is touching over 70,000 young people, providing incredible leadership training with strong morals, self-confidence, faith, brother and sisterhood, motivating young people to build their communities by serving others. Through your training and nurturing, young people are preparing themselves for life and making our communities a better place for all of us. The event, some of the things that Bill said, Thanksgiving Meals on Wheels, did all come out of an experience. Thanksgiving Meals on Wheels, going to a friend's house on the east side in 1969, after being at my grandma's house with my cousins that are here, having anything we wanted for lunch, for dinner and stuff, you think everyone's got food on their table. They had peanut butter sandwiches, no one sat around a family table. The dad wasn't a really nice guy. The mom was working so hard to keep the family together, and it just touched us. Talking with Barb, said, hey, let's serve them a hot Thanksgiving dinner, and we did 2 other families. That was the start of Thanksgiving Meals on Wheels. Now, as you heard, we'll do about 3,600 families, delivered through the Twin Cities to almost 20,000 people. Dinner with Santa, Buzz, you did a great presentation on that one. I mean, that's just fun. The magic of Christmas. There's seniors that are alone, that really people aren't around. We visit somebody, just a dear friend, dear mom, a great friend, and the room next door has someone that no one sees. And you think, hey, let's do something. That's how Dinner with Santa came about 28 years ago. Bremer Bank is here. They help us with the gifts every year in St. Paul and White Bear. The program continues. It's just so neat. Now we're doing it the same night, so the mayor of White Bear can be at our White Bear party, but it's a gift, and it's so neat, and seniors, we're all gonna be seniors someday, my God, hopefully not for a long time. But it's gonna, whatever. The Governor's Fishing Opener, through an experience of a friend that hosted it, Rainy Lake, and what it did for their community, people thought of White Bear as a sleepy, historic town. Well, bringing the Governor's Fishing Opener, finally, Governor Plenty agreed. The challenge that we had was it's never been in the metro. And they liked our presentation and things like that, but they kept saying it's gotta be up north. I said, why not teach kids to fish so they wanna go up north? It took us 4 years. The costume was supposed to be originally a walleye. We borrowed it, and you don't wanna waste. So finally, when the costume where we had it, the guy we got it from left, we had a walleye costume made, and it was a blast. And it just finally they saw the merit of it and stuff like that. And when we had the Governor's Fishing Opener, I got to tell you, one of the funnest things, fun stories I'm sure you want to hear. But some kids, I was being in my normal clothes, and people kept saying, "Where's Walleye? Where's Willie the Walleye?" And so I was taking the costume on and off, and these kids said, "We want to go fishing with Willie." So I put the costume on, we're going down by the lake going fishing. All these kids with their hands up in the air, we're going fishing. They had to be there, but it was so cool that kids could be that excited about participating in their community in the fishing opener. Go on to the next thing. I got more. White Bear YMCA, making a difference in a community. Pat McFarland, just an incredible business person in White Bear and Maplewood and whatever. He said, hey, Bill, will you help us do this White Bear YMCA? It was a rundown, poorly managed, the building was shot. He said, If this Y could go to Venice Heights or go to Hugo, we need to keep it in White Bear. It's an asset of White Bear. It's always been here and stuff. Come on, let's get on the team. So we get a team together, and raise was like $7-8 million. But we got one of the best community Ys in the Twin Cities. It's busy, the aquatic center. White Bear, you think it's a lake community. It never had a pool, indoor pool. We have that now. It's busy. They're doing so much to make kids, seniors, young kids, teach them how to swim, all the different things. If they can't afford, there's scholarships for them to come. John, I know you're on that board and whatever. It's incredible what you do to provide for kids that otherwise couldn't do it. What's the benefit? The benefit is the neighborhood is really maintained. You have small pockets of neighborhoods, whatever community you're in. We got to keep those vibrant. So the Y it's so neat to see what it's doing. St. Paul Winter Carnival, what a fun story. You think it's celebrating the community of St. Paul. When I ran a hotel in Arizona when I was in my 20s, there's an older lady, there's a festival days, Fiesta Days is what it was called for Carefree, Cave Creek, Arizona. And someone said, Bill, you got to be involved with that parade. And I said, why? And this 80-year-old lady that had done it for 20 years, she said, Bill, look at, and I have an incredible understanding for how to celebrate a community. She's older, she said, you look at the street, there's young people, there's seniors, there's families, everybody's at a parade celebrating their community. Anytime a parade comes by your house or whatever, everyone's out there. So by that experience, the Winter Carnival asked me if I'd be a character. It's been incredible. It's not just going to the different communities and being in parades and stuff like that. That's one part, but it's bringing the community together. When I look at all the things that the families do, going to hospitals, going to schools, going to nursing homes. I think I'll give you an example, going to Gillette Children's Hospital. We go as our family, and there's a big family, all the characters and whatever. And I walk in this room, and this guy is laying in his bed. I didn't know how old he was, 19 years old. I found out he's looking straight up, and he said, what are you here for? I said, we're here to bring you joy. And he looked at me, and it was incredible. It was like, I'm in your space. He was having a bad day. The queen and the princesses, everyone started talking to him. I went around to other rooms chatting with everybody. Came back on the way out. I said, hey, I hope I didn't invade your space. He said, I just want you to know. And he's laughing, whatever. I find out he's paralyzed. He's from St. Joe's, Minnesota, close to St. Cloud. Diving accident in the lake. He's paralyzed, 19 years old. And you're sitting there, one day you can do anything. You're with your friends, just enjoying. He's paralyzed, and we're sitting there. Anyways, on the way out, he said, I just want you to know you shifted my attitude. And I think all the little things that make a difference in people's lives, that's what it's about. And I think of this, I think how blessed we are every day. And every day, I believe, and I say it all the time, every day is a vacation day in White Bear Lake. I start out every day that way, but but it's all the stuff, all the different things that we all as a group make a difference in our community. The North Star Council, it's all this, I got something on that, just one second. Through those different programs and projects we started, some of the outcomes, everyone's working together. When you think of the Governor's Fishing Opener, 700 people in White Bear came together to help. And people would say to me, hey, Bill, that's a Rotary, or that's Lions, or that's a Chamber. I said, no, it's our whole community. We got such a great community. We got to let people know what we're all about. We're a historic town, but we're not a sleepy town. We're a vibrant town. And with having the exposure, it was incredible. Everyone pitching in to highlight and showcase our town of White Bear. Governor Plenty had a great time, and I think we had incredible exposure, and people know how cool the town is. Community benefits. You talk about the YMCA. It really made a difference in the neighborhood. It's incredible, because if that Y had shut down, that would have been a rundown building in a neighborhood in a challenging situation. Now it's vibrant. That whole community is doing well. If a kid in the neighborhood can't afford to go to the Y, there's scholarships, they're going. The neighborhood's really benefiting. Community celebration, as I talked about, the Winter Carnival, Manitou Days. Manitou Days now, we started working on that in 2005. This last year we had 70 different events over like a 2.5 week period. The town is celebrating. The parade's a part. and all these different events. Celebrate everyone enjoying their community and knowing what it's about. Everyone's having fun. Whatever you do, you got to have fun. My God, we got to work. Let's have fun. Let's, really make it work. Making a difference in someone else's life. We do that every day. All of us are doing. We need to, I believe, saying that you look at Dinner with Santa and the seniors. They are so happy. We take it for granted. We're serving food all the time. Why not serve and smile and laugh and get a little entertainment? Right, Joanne? Just checking. It's a gift. Boy Scouts of America was started out of an experience as well. When you look at William Dixon Boyce, had an experience in London in 2009. He was over there in the fog. I guess, this is a story, obviously I wasn't around, but I heard this story. He was lost, and this little younger kid came up to him and said, "Can I help you?" And he showed this gentleman where he had to go. And Mr. Boyce said, "Hey, can I give you a shilling? Thank you so much for helping." And the little kid said, "Nope, I'm a Boy Scout, and we don't take money for good deeds." This guy came back and said, "I want to bring this to the U.S." And through that experience, he started Boy Scouts of America was incorporated on February 8th, 1910. At the same time of the year in St. Paul, Minnesota, Ernest Fagerstrom, an employee and executive with the St. Paul YMCA, with the blessing of the National YMCA Board, offered to turn the YMCA new Camp St. Croix on the St. Croix River just south of the Hudson into the nation's first Boy Scout camp. It was the second one. I guess the first one was in New York, outside of New York. So I just found that out. August 1910, 86 boys from St. Paul attended. 32 boys went home with the St. Croix patches, signifying achievement of certain goals and standards. 104 years later, in 2014, 70,000 kids are experiencing positive influence from the Northern Star Council. 17,000 volunteers worked with these kids for their experience and teaching them skills. It's incredible. So I think we should really give a round of applause for all the volunteers to make this organization what it is. What great leadership you offer to continue a tradition that was started from a dream in 1910. What have I learned? I'll be quick, I promise. 4 significant groups make all these projects work. The first, I appreciate the team and all the volunteers that enable us to accomplish. When you think 70,000 campers, when you think of being able to serve 20,000 meals each Thanksgiving, when you provide a holiday gathering with Santa for lonely seniors in the Twin Cities and St. Cloud, for keeping the Y in White Bear Lake. I mean, the Y, again, was probably 200 volunteers to make that happen. And it's everyone doing a part, but making it, every part's very important. For bringing the governor's fishing opener to White Bear, 700 people gave up their time. It was incredible. The Bulwarks, if you know where it is, no longer, but Johnson Books was moving out. We had to get that building painted within 5 days. Volunteers came, painted it. We held a dinner, hosted the governor's dinner there, but everyone did so many different things. I mean, it's pretty cool. Second, so those are just acknowledging, the first thing is all the volunteers. The second is an incredible important group. We appreciate our donors, sponsors, funders of these events. Our team and volunteers couldn't do what they do if we weren't supported by so many incredible funders, donors. And I mean, we all have dreams. Some people have worked really hard and they're so generous to help us build, like the Y and different things. So thank you so much, and let's give a round for all those contributors and donors. The third group that I can't tell you how much I appreciate are the door openers. Those are the people that really take time to visit, offer ideas and suggestions how to accomplish the above and who we need to meet. I can tell you a fun story that's tied in with the Boy Scouts. I come back, I'm working in Arizona, and we come back, we have a place, and agencies are sending their names of families in need to our house. We get there, and we're much smaller than what we are today. But we're like 1,000, 1,500 meals over what we had. We had enough money, we had all the food, we're coming in town, let's get this program. Well, we're opening the mail and we're 1,500 people over. I made chance, and with a friend's dad, He said, Bill, how's everything going? I said, well, we're a little bit short. We're 1,500 more meals than what we thought. And he said, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to do something. And he said, Bill, you should really talk to this gentleman, Earl Swanson. He used to work at Anderson Windows. So I call him up to say, Mr. Swanson, and just a really neat guy. I said, what are you looking for? What are you doing? I said, we're short. How are you going to handle it? I said, it was just, the guy was really interested. He said, what do you need? And I told him, got the cost of the food. His country club food store said, we'll get you whatever, just help cover the cost. He donated the money. He died a few years ago. His wife, well, he died maybe, I think 10 years ago. His wife died in 2010. She called me every Thanksgiving to see how we're doing and just wanting to know, we're funding you. She died 2010 at 100. It was just someone from Stillwater tied in. I'm touring the camps, just learning more about the Boy Scouts at Fred C. Anderson Camp, which everyone knows, one of the Boy Scout camps. One of the cabins, one of the nicest buildings out there is a Swanson building. I thought, my God, I know this guy. I mean, he just spent time and really helped me. Someone opened the door so I could get what I needed to make our program what it is to handle. The fourth group I have utmost respect for and appreciation are my mentors. These are the guys that really help me in good times as well as challenging times. And it's incredible because we always talk about the good times, and we're always helping and really, I'll tell you a quick story. You're probably sick of my quick stories, but I'll tell you. I bought a dumpy car wash when I was senior in high school in New Brighton. So I get the car wash, it's a coin-up washer, and I think, hey, things are great. So Bob Gisbeck, a wonderful mentor, owned the Ramada in St. Paul, knew our family, and just took an interest in me. Older guy, but just always interested. And he said, Bill, let's see what you have with this car wash. And I go on, I'm thinking, hey, we're paying the bills, we're pretty fortunate, whatever. He said, Bill, you're nothing. I said, what do you mean we're nothing? He said, well, you don't own the land underneath it, you're renting it. He said, you need to call that owner and who owns the land and say you need that part of the car wash. And I said, Mr. Gisbeck, I have nothing. He said, Bill, you got to call him. So when you respect somebody, I called Bob Griffiths was the guy's name. I called him. I said, can I have a meeting? I go and I say, I need the land under the car wash. He said, well, I said, well, I have no money, but I need it. And the guy just chatting, I'm a punk. And the guy, I walked out of that room $1,000. I had to find $1,000, and I had the same payment, basically what I was paying rent. I would not. It's so fun to have a mentor that just lifts you up and helps you do what you do. In challenging times, they were there too. I mean, just, in 89, 90, we had really challenges with the tax laws changing. A lot of hotels in St. Cloud bankrupt. We could have lost everything we had. I think people like Bill Reiling, just a wonderful guy. He wouldn't let me out of his office. He said, Bill, I am going to work with you through this. And in my mind, I always knew we'd overcome, which we did. But it's a state of mind, and these are things you got to do. A friend from Norwest Bank called me and said I had the wrong attorney and said, hey, this is where you need to go. And we switched. And some relatives questioned and said whatever, and in my gut, I knew we changed. And we were blessed with we had a great operation in St. Cloud. We were able to acquire White Bear Lake. It's really done well, but people care and make a difference and take time to help us, just being there, supporting other people, mentoring. So I geez, I'm almost done. Sorry. When people take time and share wisdom or advice, you need to follow through. These individuals raised the bar every time I met with them. I appreciate how they helped me get to what I needed to achieve and what it stands to be successful. We all think of success as different things, but it's very grounding what success is all about. I've learned to have to listen and learn from what you've heard. You have to work hard, build trust, have integrity, be fair, and participate and have passion for whatever you do. My life is all about people and experiences and being there for others. We're here to make a difference for our families, with our jobs, and with our communities. With everyone's efforts, we make the Twin Cities a special place it is to live, raise a family, work, and play. I appreciate you, Ginny, for the special everything you are in my life, but allowing me to do some of these things. I appreciate my friends, family, colleagues who helped me make so much happen. But I really appreciate everyone in my life. I really feel truly blessed every day. I would like to thank everyone for being here tonight and supporting the Northern Star Council. And again, thank you for the Community Builder Award and to Northern Star Council for all your efforts in empowering and preparing our younger generation. By your leadership, time, and efforts, you're teaching our current children to be America's leaders of the future. Let's have a wonderful evening. Thanks so much.